So crystal healing works on the theory that stones hold and transmit energy. We know that to be true because they're used in electronics. Quartz and diamonds particularly are used in electronics, like a quartz watch. The quartz in that watch holds an electric charge and then releases it. And diamonds do the same thing. They use them in motherboards for computers. So that's a scientifically proven fact that a crystal can hold a charge of electricity and release it. Now, metaphysically, what we believe to be true is that different stones hold different types of energy, and so they're good for different things. So when you release that energy into yourself, you are getting the benefit of that particular stone. This comes from a couple of different theories, a couple of different types of electricity, actually. So piezoelectricity, which is, piezo means pressure. So when you put pressure on a stone, it can release the energy or the electricity that it stores inside. So you think about when you hold a stone in your hand, or when you rub a worry stone, you're putting pressure on the stone and it releases its energy. The other kind of electricity we're dealing with is called pyroelectricity, and pyro, I think, actually means heat. But when you change the temperature of a crystal, it will release the energy that it's holding. So if you hold it, if you wear it in jewelry, or if you place it on your body, or if you put it in your pocket, all of those things cause a stone to change temperature, and so then they release the energy that they're holding. So that's if we can look at it from a scientific standpoint, that's what it is. I'm sure that I have extremely oversimplified those particular theories because, well, I'm a psychic and a healer and a master crystallogist. I am not a scientist, but that's the basic scientific idea behind it. Does that make sense?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first thing that you need to know about stones, after you know that they hold energy, is that you need to clear them, because sometimes they're holding energy that you don't want them to hold. If you carry a stone around with you every day, it's picking up the energy around you. You know, you have a bad day. Guess what? Your stone just picked up the energy of that day, which is not a bad thing, but it does mean that you want to release the energy that's in it, anything it's picked up, and let that go. So it's really important to clear your stones before you work with them. And, if you buy stones from somewhere, or you order them off eBay, or, even if you just pick them up along the river, they have picked up energy that they have come in contact with. So before you do anything with them, you should charge or clear them. So my favorite way to clear them is to do it with energy. Of course, you've probably read about, using sea salt or salt water or moonlight, sunlight, burying them in the earth. There's lots, saging stones is another way. There's all different kinds of ways to clear them. But I like using energy mostly because I'm kind of impatient and I don't actually want to have to wait for a stone to sit in sea salt for 24 hours before I can use it again. So the easiest way to do this is you just hold a stone in your hands and you visualize a beam of white light from your third eye, and you just visualize that you're beaming that white light into your crystal. And you allow that energy to enter your crystal and clear it of anything stagnant. So it's nice to have a little visualization for this. Like I'm holding a stone in my hand right now. I'm beaming white light through it to clear it of any stagnant energy. And I like to visualize that the stagnant energy just drips off the back of my hand and into the earth where it can be healed. So this is a really simple way to do it. You can do this with more than one stone at a time. You can hold a whole handful of stones and do it. You can do it with a large stone that you can't hold in your hands, just by visualizing beaming white light and filling that stone up with the white light and clearing out anything stagnant. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
I had come across one of the stones I had picked up was this selenite wand.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I read about it, it talked about using that to clear other crystals.
Yes, you can. Selenite is a transmuting stone, which means that it transmutes all energy into light. So it is a stone that you can use to clear other stones. With a wand, or, if you have a larger piece, you can sit your stones on the selenite overnight and they will clear. There are tons of ways to clear stones, and really any of them are valid. It's just a matter of what you prefer. Mm-hmm. But you want to be careful with salt water and with sea salt and with putting them in the earth, because some stones can be damaged by those actions. Like, for example, the selenite. Selenite is a salt. It's gypsum. and it will break down eventually in water. It will take a long time, but what it will do is that it will get cloudy on the outside if you get it wet. So it, for example, is a stone you wouldn't want to put in water. So that's why I like to use energy, because you don't have to worry about if you've got stones that could be damaged by various things that you use, because salt will do the same thing over time. It can take the finish off from some stones. And putting them in the earth also, any kind of moisture for some stones will take a finish off.
Okay.
So, use light or use your selenite wand, because that's another great way.
How would you use it? You mean put it, mine isn't really large. You wouldn't be able to put them on it. It's only maybe about 4 inches long.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you might just hold it and hold the other stone in your hand and hold them together for a little while.
Okay.
When you feel stones, do you feel a pulse or a buzz or some kind of energy in your hands?
I guess you could call it that.
Okay. So when you hold a stone, ask yourself.
It feels like kind of like comfort, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you ever held a stone that you felt like really needed to be cleared?
I haven't, no.
Okay. That's something to practice with and get more aware of when you hold a stone. Ask, and really ask and feel in your heart, does this stone need cleared? And some things you will know. Stuff you wear every day or carry with you all the time definitely needs to be cleared.
Okay.
If you have like a favorite stone that you carry with you every day, and one day you go to pick it up and go, oh, I don't really want to carry it today, that's an indication that that stone needs cleared.
Okay.
And sometimes they just feel heavy, or they feel dark. And they're not so much, I'm not talking about visual, I'm talking more about just the feel of a stone. Mm-hmm. So practice holding your stones and asking yourself, does this stone need to be cleared? And just like you feel that feeling of comfort when stones are good for you, you will feel something that tells you that this stone needs to be cleared.
Okay.
So it's just practice, really. And where you already are feeling something from your stones, you'll find that you'll be able to pick that up pretty quickly, I think. So the next skill is to charge your crystals. Now this is a slightly in the crystal world, this is kind of a controversial topic, because some people believe that stones already carry naturally a perfectly balanced energy for themselves and that they don't need to be charged, and other people think that they do. So I'd like to teach you to charge, but I want you to consider that some stones, like for example the selenite, we don't have to charge selenite to clear and transmute energy. It does it naturally. That's just its job. But if you had a more specific job for a stone, say that, like the example in the handout is that you want a stone to help you stay grounded, for example. You can hold the stone in your hands and in your mind think your intention as you beam white light from your third eye into your stone and give it an intention. So say you're working with a piece of black tourmaline and you want it to help you stay grounded. It's totally okay to charge it to do that. So you do it just the same way that you would clear, only this time as you're beaming the white light, you're thinking your intention. Crystal healing is all about intent. So whatever you intend for your stones to do is what they will do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Have you done any charging yet?
Not really, no.
Okay. And, my experience is that some stones, I want to charge them for a particular purpose, and other stones just naturally hold the energy that I want from them. So I think both are okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing either. It's just a matter of getting comfortable and familiar with your stones and determining. Say for example, you're really working on your self-esteem. You can pick a stone like citrine or honey calcite or even tiger's eye to carry with you every day to help boost up your solar plexus chakra, and you want that to increase your self-esteem and personal power. I would charge that stone with that job before you start carrying it. And periodically you should clear it and then charge it again. And if you have charged a stone and used it for a particular purpose and you're done with it and you want to use it for something else, then you definitely want to clear it because you clear that charge from it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about some daily uses for crystals. So you can clear and charge a stone and keep it in your pocket, just like we were talking about. Throughout the day, you want to hold that crystal and feel that stone releases positive energy to you. So not just carry it in your pocket, but frequently pull it out and hold it. Rub it with your thumb. Remember to activate it through piezo and pyroelectric energy. So are you carrying any stones with you now?
You know, I don't really carry them with me. I like, a lot of times when I'm like working during the day, I set them next to me, next to my computer.
Good.
Or sometimes I like, I have them under my pillow or in my bed with me.
Good. Okay. So, like, give me an example of some of the stones you're currently using.
Fluorite.
Okay.
I think is that the one that's like clear and it's like three colored, like purple?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chinese fluorite.
Mm-hmm. And orange calcite.
Mm-hmm.
And the tourmaline.
Which color?
It's dark. I thought it was all black. I thought it was always black.
Oh no, there's all different kinds of colors of tourmaline.
Okay.
But if it's a dark one, then it's black. Tourmaline comes in pretty much every color.
Okay.
But black tourmaline is such a great stone. It's a great grounding stone. We'll get to that. But do you know, are there certain stones that you like at certain times, or do you use them all together?
No, I think I kind of go through phases with them.
Mm-hmm. Good. Very good. Okay.
And I like the selenite too.
Oh yeah. And selenite is a great stone to have next to your computer. Because it transmutes everything into light. So the energy that's coming off from and emanating. I'm actually sitting here at my desk in my office, and I have two laptops next to each other, and in between them is a selenite tower lamp.
Okay.
Because one of the things I do is I produce internet radio, and so I spend a lot of time sitting in front of computer screens, and I feel like that selenite tower helps to transmute some of the energy that's coming off of these computers so that I'm not absorbing all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a great one to have next to your computer.
Yeah, and I do a lot of writing, so sometimes if I'm just kind of sitting and thinking, I'll have them next to my computer, and then I'll just kind of play with them in my hand.
Ah, good. Just so you know, jade is the writer's stone.
Oh.
Jade has been used by writers forever, like millennia, as a stone to help encourage creativity and to support the writing process. So you might consider getting yourself a piece of jade.
Yeah, I've never come across that.
Yeah, it's a great one. I've actually been carrying it lately because I do a lot of writing too, and so I have a little piece of jade that goes in my pocket quite a bit when I'm writing. So clearing and charging a crystal and keeping it on your bedside table is another good thing to do to help you when you sleep. And you said you have some of them in your bed. Have you noticed, are there any stones in particular that help you sleep versus stones that are disruptive or cause too much dreaming?
No, I haven't noticed that. I was maybe hoping for that, but I haven't noticed that.
If you are hoping for that, then the stone that you need is kyanite.
Oh, I've never even heard of that. How do you spell it?
Kyanite. It's blue. It's a rather fragile stone that comes in blades. But it is considered to be the best stone to help with lucid dreaming, astral travel, all that stuff that you want to work on while you're sleeping. That is the stone for you.
Okay.
And again, you can clear it and charge it if you would like. If you want to help, like if you want to help remember your dreams, you could charge your kyanite to help you do that.
Okay.
If you're struggling with sleep, clear quartz and amethyst are both helpful because they are crown and third eye stones, and so they help balance your brain.
I do have some amethyst. I usually don't have trouble sleeping, but
good. Some stones will very much disrupt your sleep, so just pay attention to them. If you find that you've been sleeping really good and then you get a new stone and you're not so much, it might be the stone.
Okay.
So pay a little bit of attention to that, and it's different for different people. But it's something to just be aware of. Some stones, actually fluorite is known to be one that can be disruptive to sleep. But you said you have fluorite. Are you sleeping with it?
Yeah, like sometimes I'll just kind of hang on to it as I'm like reading before bed or something, and then I just put it next to my bed.
Good. Okay. And this is something that's important to know about working with stones, is that there are tons of books. There's a ton of stuff to read out there about stones, but nothing should override your own personal experience when working with stones. You'll read that fluorite disrupts sleep, but for you it doesn't. And so it's take everything that you read with a grain of salt and recognize that it's going to be more helpful for you to experiment with different stones than to just follow, basically the rules. Because I just think there's so much variation. One of the books that I think is really, it's super helpful, but it's also incredibly complicated, is the book Love is in the Earth by Melody. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's about 1,000 pages long.
Oh my goodness.
And she's the premier expert on the metaphysical properties of stones. And she has traveled the world, dedicated her whole life to studying stones. And there's, so many stones in her book that you'll never see in your whole lifetime because they're incredibly rare or expensive, or they only exist in one place. But what she did in order to determine what are the metaphysical properties of every one of those stones is that she had 3 different people spend some time with, no, it's more than 3. She had a bunch of people spend time with that particular stone and write down what their experiences were with that stone. So maybe they felt energized by it, or maybe they felt calmed by it, or maybe it helped support their creativity, whatever. So if at least 3 people in each test group gave the same property of the stone, it went in her book. So it's all experiential. And just based on, people experiencing the stones and describing what the stone did for them. So I think that's a really smart way to go about it. And so that's what I would encourage you to do too with every stone you come in contact with, is use stones that you feel drawn to and get clear about what stones work for you based on your own experiences. That being said, later on I'm going to talk about the chakras and stones in general that are helpful for each chakra, because it gives you a place to begin. But, always trust your own gut and your experiences with each stone. Have you ever come in contact with a stone that you don't like the energy of?
I don't think so. Maybe I'm just indifferent. I don't know if I've felt a strong, like a strong pull away from something, or a strong feeling negative.
Sure. But you have had some that maybe you didn't really feel much from? Okay, good, because that means that you're sensitive enough to be able to identify that. I, in general, love every stone because this is a big part of my life, except for moldavite. Moldavite makes me feel very angry, and I've tried working with it and clearing it and charging it, doing all kinds of stuff with it. I spent a lot of time with it trying to make myself like it, and I just don't. I just don't feel good when I come in contact with it, so I don't use it. I just choose not. It's just not a stone that I'm drawn to, and I don't use it. So over time, as you expose yourself to more and more stones, you might find that there's a stone or two out there that you just really don't really want to have anything to do with, and that's totally okay.
Yeah, I think what I find is when I go somewhere where I'm looking for stones, there are just some that day that I'm definitely stand out more than the others. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it might be different each time I go.
You bet. You bet, because you need that particular stone for something that might be going on with you right now. And a lot of that is the interaction between the stones and your energy body. So maybe you really need heart stones one day, and so you're just drawn to all kinds of pink and green stuff because your heart chakra needs that support. Where another day it might be that you really want to feel the need to boost your creativity, and so orange stones really jump out at you. I own a metaphysical store and sell all kinds of crystals, and I see that in my store all the time. And people just come in and say, well, I just feel like I need something today. So they go through everything and feel all the stones and look at everything, and sometimes I have a lot of customers that buy one stone at a time. So they come in and find the one they need today, and then, I'll see them in a few days, and they'll come in for something else, and are slowly building a collection.
Yeah, and it seems like something that maybe I didn't notice before. On a different day, I'll
yeah,
have to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll really jump out at you. Yeah, I see that all the time too. That's very cool. Well, something that you can do around your house is to clear and charge pieces of obsidian and clear quartz and place them in the entrances to your home to protect your space and also to keep the energy high. And you can
So
put them on the
is
outside.
clear quartz the crystal?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And obsidian. If you can, a pretty good chunk of obsidian. And I like to keep them on the outside because then they naturally clear themselves because they're out in sun and moon cycles and
So you
they're
put them near the entrances?
uh-huh. Yeah, near the entrances, especially, the most used entrance of your house where people are coming and going.
Mhm.
It helps to clear energy as people walk in and out.
Okay.
And the obsidian is protective, so it helps to create a protective energy around your house as well.
So do you use them both at the same doorway or one or the other?
I would put them both at the same doorway, but you can put them at all your doorways if you want, but put them together.
Mhm. Okay.
Using stones in combination is really powerful, and you'll find that we're going to talk in a minute about a crystal meditation, and it's a fun one to try doing it with two stones at the same time, putting different stones together and seeing what you feel and what you pick up, because they amplify each other. So together their energy is stronger than they are individually. And some stones really complement each other. And you can work with all stones together. That's a question I get a lot is, are there certain stones that shouldn't be put together? And the answer to that is no, really. You can work with everything together. It just should be how it feels to you. But they don't fight one another. They always complement one another. Okay, so another thing that you can do is you can clear and charge a crystal and place it on a picture of someone who needs healing. So, if you have a family member who's ill or had surgery or something, pick a stone. I would ask that you just choose the stone that you feel is right. So it's really trusting your gut about which one it should be. And then charge it, clear it and charge it to help to heal that person. And then every day just put your hand over the stone and ask it to send positive healing to them.
Would there be any stone that would be good for someone with dementia?
With dementia?
Doing that? Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yes, labradorite is a good stone for dementia, as is clear quartz.
Okay.
It's a nice way to know that you can be doing something for somebody if, sometimes having sick family members, as I have personal experience with, is, kind of daunting, and knowing that this is something that you can do for them is
Mhm.
powerful. Another thing that you can do is to use a stone to help you manifest something that you want. So you have a picture or a written description of something that you're trying to manifest into your life, and then you do the same thing. So you clear and charge a stone. Manifesting stones are often yellow or gold. They don't have to be, but citrine, golden calcite, and honey calcite are all well known to be very positive manifesting stones. So
Okay.
you clear and charge that stone. You put it on your list or your picture of whatever you're trying to manifest. And again, every day put your hand over that stone and ask it to release its positive energy to help you manifest the thing that you want. You can also do that to help you make a decision.
Yeah.
Make a list of your options.
Okay.
And then, clear and charge the stone. Put the stone on the list and put your hand over that and send it good energy every day. And you'll find that it helps you find clarity.
Are there stones that work well for that?
For manifesting?
You make a decision?
Oh, for decision making.
Mhm.
Yes, one stone I really like for decision making is ametrine.
Mhm.
Ametrine is a combination of amethyst and citrine. And I especially like it for manifesting because it is a third eye and solar plexus stone. So
Mhm.
it is a stone that really helps you trust your intuition.
Mhm.
It helps balance your trust of self and your third eye, which is where your intuition, where the information enters your energy body and your physical body through your third eye.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite one for decision making. Selenite also would be a good one because it brings clarity. So would clear quartz, actually. Those three all would be good.
Okay.
You can give charged crystals to people that you love to help them on their paths. You know, I'm sure that you have people in your life that don't really know anything about crystals or maybe wouldn't necessarily be open to them. But, you know, you can give a piece of jewelry or a carved stone or something as a gift that has been cleared and charged, you know, to help them. You always want it to be about their highest and best good. So it's never about trying to get them to make a decision or do something that you think that they should do, but to support their journey.
Mm-hmm.
One example is I'm a social worker. I don't work in that field anymore, but I did for a long time. And I worked in a group home, a foster home for kids. And I was always trying to, you know, sneak metaphysics in wherever I could with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a bunch of little worry stones. And I cleared them and charged them for my kids. And then, because I had a lot of kids that had anxiety and lots of worries. And so I would give them those worry stones and just tell them that when they feel anxious about something at school to rub that stone. But what they didn't know is they were getting a little dose of crystal healing out of the deal too.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved those worry stones. If they ever got broken or lost, they were in my office right after school wanting another one. That was a really popular thing. So you can do that for people that, you know, to help support your loved ones. And then the last one is and we've talked a lot about selenite already, but to clear and charge pieces of selenite and place them around your house to help keep the energy clear in your home, you know, in front of your computers or, you know, anywhere else where there's lots of traffic in your house, lots of comings and goings, you know, have a piece of selenite in that place in your home just to help clear energy and keep the vibration high in your home.
Okay.
Okay, so then I really recommend meditating with your crystals. It's a really powerful experience to allow the stone to speak to you and allow the energy of the stone to really kind of take over. And so an easy way to do that is to, you know, choose a stone, something that represents something that you want to work on or just something that you're drawn to. And you clear your stone, and then you set yourself up to be able to meditate. You can use music or silence. But hold your stone against your heart chakra because you can feel the vibration or the energy of that stone very acutely in our hearts usually. So you want to visualize the stone's energy expanding in your heart chakra and moving out and expanding around you into a bubble. So you're in a bubble of the stone's energy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just sit there and allow whatever message needs to come. So you may feel something, you may see something, you may hear something, or you may just have a really strong knowing that is a message from the energy of the stone.
Okay. Yeah, I like the visualization of putting the energy around you. I think I've meditated a couple times with them, but I like this exercise.
Yeah, it's really powerful, and you'll get all kinds of different experiences and information with the stones. And you'll find that stones have very different energies. This is a really good way to get very familiar with each of your stones and what do they do, really? What do they represent, and what can they support you with? But then try it with two stones together. Combine a couple of things and feel yourself surrounded by a bubble of the energy of both stones. And it's really powerful what two stones can do together.
Do you choose them for something specific, or do you just choose whatever you feel like choosing?
Either or is fine. If you're working on something specific and you want to meditate about that particular thing, and you choose a stone that's for that, that's fine. Or you can just choose a stone and just be open to whatever the message is. So I would recommend that you try it both ways.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is that crystals, there's a very strong correlation between your chakras, your energy body, and stones. How familiar are you with your chakras?
Sort of familiar.
Okay.
I mean, I know what the chakras are and what they represent.
Good. Okay. So there's a lot of really positive work that can be done with your chakras with stones. And an easy rule of thumb when it comes to what stone is good for what is to match up chakra color and stone color. It gets much more complicated than that in books, but it doesn't have to necessarily. This is a good place to begin if you're not sure what stone to use for a particular issue. Determine what chakra is connected to that issue, and then choose a stone that is the same color as the chakra, because that stone is the balanced vibration of that particular part of your energy body.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've heard other people kind of talk about that, matching the color.
Yeah. And you can get into the books and into this super complicated stuff all you want, and it's a lot of fun. But in the moment, if you just really want to work on a particular issue, this is a very easy way to determine which stone to use for what.
And
So,
then you work that into a meditation?
yes, definitely, you can. And we'll talk about that as we go along here, because you can do the very same, the chakra meditation that we talked about, except that you would hold, say, for example, you're working on grounding. You're struggling with staying grounded and connected to the earth, or you're struggling with some security or stability issues in your life, or maybe not feeling safe. So then you would hold a grounding stone. Some examples are garnet, obsidian, hematite, black tourmaline, and smoky quartz. That's not all of them, but that's a pretty good list of, easily obtained ones. I would sit with that stone not against your heart, but in your root. So sit with that stone in your lap, and then follow the very same process that we did in the meditation. Feel that energy expand into your root chakra, and then feel it expand out and all the way around you to help to balance that particular chakra.
Okay.
With root chakra stones, a couple of other things that you can do. One is to wear the stone, get a beaded anklet. If you're struggling with grounding, a beaded anklet of some of these stones is a great way to help you stay grounded. Mm-hmm. So you just wear it all the time. Also, sleeping with a piece of obsidian or another grounding stone under your bed, a larger piece, is a great way to stay grounded at night. If you aren't sleeping well, or if you find that you're traveling, if you feel like you're leaving your body at night, mm-hmm. and you don't want to be, lots of us do that all the time because that's just kind of part of our work. But if you're tired and want to have a break, you can ground your energy into your body by sleeping with a big black stone under your bed. Okay, so your next chakra is the sacral chakra, and this is your center of creativity, emotional expression, sexuality, and positive beliefs about yourself, and also self-limiting beliefs all exist in the sacral chakra. So if you're working on that particular part of yourself, carnelian, agate, orange calcite, and amber are all good stones to work on your sacral chakra. You can do that same meditation that we just talked about, only with your sacral chakra, or you can just wear this stone if you're working on that issue, or keeping one in your pocket, because that's pretty close to this particular chakra. Like, keep one in your pants pocket.
Okay.
Is another good way to help balance this chakra. So next is your solar plexus, which is your center of self-esteem, personal power, will, and manifesting. So citrine, golden calcite, tiger's eye. It's not on this list, but another of my favorites is honey calcite. Are all great solar plexus chakra stones.
Okay.
So again, meditating, wearing, carrying that stone if you want to help balance that chakra can be really positive. I've seen really great changes for people in working on their self-esteem by carrying a solar plexus chakra stone that is charged to help support their self-esteem, and then using it as a worry stone when you feel like you're doubting yourself or you're feeling kind of attacked by the world. That this is one that's particularly powerful, I think. Okay. So then the heart chakra, which is our center of self-love, all relationships, family issues, emotional trauma. This is, to be perfectly honest, lots of women that I know that are working with stones carry heart chakra stones in their bras because it's right there in your heart chakra. It's kind of a funny one. People lean over to pick stuff up in my store and all their stones come tumbling out of their bra all the time. It's kind of funny. But really, if you are working on your heart chakra, to carry a stone right against your heart is a great idea.
Okay.
And the stones that I recommend for heart chakra are ocean jasper, mangano calcite, rose quartz, aventurine, and green calcite.
Okay.
And again, do the meditation, the crystal meditation. Wear those stones next to your heart. Ocean jasper is probably, in my experience, the most powerful healing heart chakra stone. Have you worked with ocean jasper at all?
I've come across it. Mm-mm.
Is really, or sometimes it's called orbicular jasper. But the metaphysical name is ocean jasper. A lot of stones have metaphysical names that are not actually their true mineral names.
Mm-hmm.
But it's often pink and green, but it isn't always. There's a lot of variation of color in ocean jasper, but it tends to look like it has little tiny seashells inside of it.
Okay.
Which is why it's
Yeah,
called
you
ocean
said pink
jasper.
and green. That's what I pictured. Maybe I have seen that.
You may have. But mangano calcite, I have a lot of calcite on this list, but I find that calcite is a tremendously powerful stone. And mangano calcite is particularly good for self-love issues. If you're working on really valuing yourself and working on, issues of self-criticism, mangano calcite is a really powerful stone for that. So these are also good stones to give to friends and family, people, maybe somebody getting a divorce. So a heart chakra stone would be a great gift for them. So then there's throat chakra, which, is in the hollow of our throats. This is our verbal expression, speaking our truth, writing, and all communication. So for you, this is a really important chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And powerful stones for throat chakra are blue lace agate, blue calcite, aquamarine, and turquoise. If you're going to do a meditation with throat chakra, lay on your back so that you can put the stone right in the hollow of your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And sit it there. It's a really powerful throat clearing. You'll find sometimes that you feel a little like you're trying to swallow a tennis ball when you do a meditation like this, as it's clearing out old energy in your throat. You'll feel a lump in your throat and feel a lot of activity in there. So then your third eye, which is our center of intuition, which is to see, to hear, to feel, and to know. Stones that are helpful in developing your intuition are amethyst, lapis lazuli, purple fluorite, and labradorite. And this is another chakra that you want to meditate with the stone right on it.
Okay.
It's pretty intense. It can be really a powerful experience. Like, you'll feel pressure and movement and kind of tingling and sometimes swirling, and there's quite a bit of physical sensation in the third eye. But it's a great idea to meditate with a third eye stone right on your third eye if you're looking to develop your intuition more. And then last is our crown chakra, which is our divine connection. It's our connection to our guides and angels. The stones that help balance the crown are clear quartz, rainbow moonstone, selenite, and Herkimer diamond. And you can meditate with a stone right on the top of your head if you want to, or you can lay down and put it right up against the crown of your head to help balance that particular chakra.
Okay.
This chakra also, the crown, tends to get overactive in a lot of us. We get too much energy up there, too much thinking and worrying, or too much screen time. We get really stuck in our heads. And so a meditation like that can help. If you're experiencing like a racing mind, your brain just will not shut up, and you're having a hard time focusing, then you can do a meditation with any of these stones to help clear that excess energy out of there.
Okay.
Have you had that experience before?
No, well, one of my questions I was going to ask, what would be good for focus?
Yeah. So any of these crown chakra stones is good for focus because it helps clear out stagnant energy, and if you're overactive in your crown, it will help release the excess energy, because I find that's usually the focus problem, is that there's too much going on in your brain. A grounding stone would also help. So if you're working on focus, I would suggest that you do sit in meditation with a root stone and a crown stone at the same time, because you want to balance your root chakra and your crown chakra together. They have to be balanced with each other in order for the rest of your chakras in between to be balanced.
Mhm.
So, pick yourself, like a piece of black tourmaline and a piece of selenite, and meditate with, one at your root and one at your crown. Will definitely help you with focus.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Okay, so that's everything I have. We do have a few more minutes, so do you have questions?